Has filling in your timesheet always been a boring, mundane job at the end of the week when you have actually forgotten your individual jobs that you have worked on? Completing your timesheet doesn't need to be so boring, and within the time and material book you can add your hours spent on each job quickly. By selecting the week view, you have a complete overview of your week, including any jobs already added to you. To add an individual job to your timesheet, you can select the Insert Jobs from Job List button, which then brings up the sidebar for you to choose which jobs you have contributed to. If you have worked on these 2 jobs, for instance, they are then added to your week view, and you can then close that menu. As you can now see, you now have 4 jobs that are on your weekly time entry view. You can now proceed by going to the prospective day and adding the amount of hours along with a description if you would like to add that. Assuming each job overlaps into the following week and beyond, this is then made easier by the fact that you don't have to manually find the jobs for the following weeks. If I then go to next week and select the Copy Time Card from a previous week button, you can then select the previous week, week 27, and it automatically copies it from the previous week into the next week. This process will be simplified even further if you have been booked to the individual job scheduling plan, which would then mean that the job is automatically entered into your to-do book, where you have the option to use the start-stop timer. This is your to-do book with your start-stop timer column here. If, for instance, you have been working on the new design job under real estate company, you can click on the timer, which turns the light to green and automatically starts the timer, and then equally when you finish the job you go back to it and stop it. You're then prompted, it says when you started the timer, and you then prompted for a description. By going back to your time and material book, you can now see that under real estate company, design, on Tuesday it's now added a little bit more time to your hours. Using Workbook for your time registration this way means just one click to start the timer and one click to stop the timer, automatically adding the total number of hours or minutes into your timesheet. You can also register any absence by clicking on Record Absence, whether it might be a holiday or an illness. As soon as you have finished your timesheet for the week, click Approve Entire Timesheet. That will lock the timesheet for further editing. And the timesheet is now approved.